Teaching 59. 1. Welcome everyone before the Master. Who among you are the disciples? Who are the beginners? You do not know. There are many who already believe to be teachers, and nevertheless, I behold that they still have not understood even the first lesson. On the other hand, others feel incapable of teaching, and they close their lips when they could already begin to indoctrinate with their words and with their deeds. 2. During all eras I have limited myself to be felt and understood by mankind. If in that second era in my manifestation as Christ I would have come as God and not as man, mankind, with good reason, could have complained, saying to me, Father, we cannot imitate you because you are God and we are men. 3. Today I have brought you new teachings. My arcanum once again has been opened for men, and I want this to be a cause for rejoicing for my people. 4. Among mankind there are some who within their hearts say to me, Why, if you love us so much, do we suffer so? Why have you sent us to earth to suffer? I forgive your blasphemy because it is born from your ignorance. And I say to you that your faults and downfalls are those that have been depriving you of your gifts. You have been left without any virtue whatsoever. It is for that reason that today you should strive for merits, to advance along your path of evolution. Here is why I have come to open my arcanum without making distinctions among mankind, so that each one takes from this grace what he feels his spirit lacks, whether it is peace, light, strength. Do not forget that in the crucible of pain is where the spirits are forged and merits gained, in order to attain a greater elevation. I speak to you from the top of the mountain, and according to the elevation of each one, you will ascend and draw closer to me. After having listened to me, you will descend toward the valley where you still dwell, but not to the depths which man has created with his transgressions. 5. The valley of which I speak is the harmony with the spiritual, which you still have not attained. To each spirit is entrusted a body as a means to manifest himself in this material world. In that body, which is a masterwork of my wisdom, is a cerebrum where intelligence is revealed and a heart through which virtues and noble sentiments overflow. 6. I have found many in an abyss, and even to them I have descended to save them. My love for the lost allowed them to hear my loving voice saying to them, Where are you, my children? 7. Here is my light, follow me. 8. In the first era your faith had been dim. My children did not understand the language of their own conscience anymore, and it became necessary for the Father to come up to them and say, Take this stone on which my law is engraved. Do not forget that it shows you the path that guides you toward the top of the mountain where I await you. And before that stone where my law was carved, they pledged to rise and journey to the end of their destiny. But the times passed by, and in the journey, tribulations and trials arose, which became greater each time as more time transpired. Then raising their face and their voice toward the Father, they said to him, We do not know you. It has been a long time that we have struggled and traveled without contemplating the end of our journey, nor have we attained the peace that you promised our heart. 9. Men again went back to their disobedience, and the Father turned to seek them, drawing nearer to speak to them as a father and as a friend. But they denied him, saying to him, You cannot be our God, for he has always been in the high heavens. 10. And it was that he appeared before them as the perfect truth, while men were seeking the truth to their own liking. And full of indignation they took the divine man to his death. That man who was all power and wisdom did not give men what they asked for in their foolishness. He was pure, and only clean and perfect deeds could pour from him. However, from death itself he arose to life, thus manifesting that the author of everything created could not die. And when the Lord again returned to his kingdom, toward the mountain of perfection, men then confessed that he who had been with them was the true God, because his works and miracles were beyond the reach of mankind. They remembered that he had said that he was the way, and longing to reach the summit of the mountain where the Lord dwelt. They came out of the abyss into the valley where they beheld the light which helped them to continue on their journey, but the road was filled with thorns. Then remembering that their Father above all else is love, and that he had allowed them to understand that when their suffering was very great, he would return to them, they began to ask their Lord from the bottom of their heart, "Father, why don't you come? You are love and forgiveness. Why have you punished us?" Then they had a perception of the period in which for the third time their Lord would descend from the mountain. When he reached them, he asked them, "What do you want of me?" And they answered, "Father, save us." Then the Lord asked them, "Do you want to come out of the abyss, traverse the valleys and scale the mountain, inspired only by my voice, which is what you will only hear during this era?" Some doubted because they did not contemplate the humanized presence of their Father, but others did believe that the voice that they heard poured out from their Lord. These people arose, filled with faith, to proceed along their journey, guided by that divine inspiration which was the light along their pathway. 11. Disciples, you are those. But truly I say to you that I have not sent anyone to dwell in the abyss. I have sent you to dwell in a valley so that from there you may ascend to the mansion of your Father. Men are the ones who have opened the abyss before their feet to be submerged in it. Now I ask you, do you believe that with this word that I have given to you through a human spokesman, will you be able to reach the kingdom of the heavens? 12. Blessed is he who believes in this word and in this manifestation, for he will reach the summit of the mountain. But whoever does not believe, I will say to him that this will be the third time that he will deny me or rejects me, because he who believes in me just once will have to recognize me always, for the flavor and the essence of my word will never change. 13. To those who doubt, I will leave them in the place where they are now so they may awaken by themselves. If I did not allow men to understand the consequences of their actions, would they know when they have done right or wrong? Their conscience speaks to them about all their deeds so that they may repent from their bad actions, and with their acts of love they may comply with my law, which states to them, "Love one another." 14. Christ in that era said to men who denied him, "You shall wait for my return. That is why now that I am with you again, I call upon you to tell you to depart from the abyss and come and follow my footsteps." 15. What will the Father do with those who have been doubtful of his presence during all eras? Submit them to great trials and touch the most sensitive fibers of their heart in order that through them their faith and love shall awaken, and the wish to serve them. Truly I say to you that the light will shine in all the darkness, and peace shall be where for a long time there only existed laments of suffering. 16. I discover within each heart a different concept of my divinity. I can say to you that I behold a different God in the belief of each one of you, and that is due to the different level of evolution in which each one of you finds himself. 17. Once again I present the mountain to you. If it is invisible to your body, I am presenting it before the eyes of your faith. On Mount Sinai I gave you the light in the first era, and on Mount Tabor I transformed myself in the second, in order to give you signs of my divinity. 18. I want to see you as believers of my third coming. I have said to you that he who wishes to follow me, let him take his cross and follow me up to the summit of the mountain. But you already know that the path of Jesus is that of humility, of sacrifice, and it has been traced with blood up to Calvary. You know that I was persecuted by slander, malice, mockery, unbelief, and envy. But again I say to you, he who wishes to follow me, let him take up his cross and follow my footsteps. 19. Why are you fearful? I do not come to ask you for the impossible, but only that you pray with cleanliness, that you practice charity and withdraw from what is superfluous. Is there impossibility in this? If spirituality would have existed among humanity since the beginning, I would not have come to materialize myself in this world. Then men would have conquered the promised mansion of the Spirit by means of their inspiration, their conscience, and their gift of revelation. 20. After 1950, my spirit will no longer materialize himself before mankind. From the summit of the mountain where I dwell, I will behold you ascending step by step until you reach me. 21. You are the travelers who came seeking your salvation, with the hope of finding the truth. You carried a heavy cross upon your shoulders, and you sought a Cyrenian who would help you to support this cross. But if you remained here, it was because you found what you were seeking. 22. Who would truly forsake his master if he had a taste of this word? Who through ignorance would deviate from this path? Who would be able to tell me that he has learned nothing from me? 23. He who has not regarded this divine lesson with true love and interest to study it, I cannot call my disciple, but simply a beginner. 24. I have not nourished anyone separately, nor have I left anyone outside. I have seated everyone at my table, and in it I have distributed the bread and the wine equally. 25. I want all of you to be laborers in my lands, but laborers prepared and zealous of their mission, who will know how to cultivate my seed, who will not allow the gnawing worm to enter their fields, seeking the fruit to devour it. 26. Disciples, study this lesson so that you may ask your conscience if you are unwavering along the pathway, if you are understanding the teaching, if you can already be called laborers of my lands. 27. My mercy has been manifested among you. I have not asked anyone about his deeds before beginning as a laborer in my pathway, and verily I say to you, that among the number who follow me, is he who has blemished his hand with the blood of his brother. No one on earth but I could have transformed that evildoer into a propagator of my charity. My forgiveness and my word of love were what redeemed him and awakened the noble feelings which were dormant in his heart. 28. If from the prisons I have called some to seat them at my table and form with them a new apostleship, let no one judge these works. For in truth I did not come to heal the saints or save the just. I came to seek those who need me. Behold my charity. I came to change the scum into useful elements. There is my power. 29. Only unblemished will you be able to reach me, and only when you have cleansed your heart can you receive me. Or am I not worthy of this offering on your behalf? I observe that when you are about to receive in your home a person that you regard as important, you clean and place everything in order to make you worthy of him. 30. Do you not believe it just that on each day, as the light of dawn rises, you should be ready to prepare and cleanse yourselves to carry me in your heart? 31. I speak to you with simplicity, for you are the humble of spirit. If you were wealthy on earth, you would not be listening to me. I do not come to seek elegance or palaces among men. Ask the seers about the spiritual splendor which surrounds your master, and you will understand that nothing in the world will resemble it. 32. Listen to the voice of these prophets, who will be the ones who many times will guide you with their revelations. Give credit to their words, knowing that I am availing myself of the most humble during this era, of the one whom you believed as the most imperfect to receive the grace of the Master. 33. I find your heart filled with peace. It is that I am close to you. 34. I have come to converse and give you my teaching. During this period, I did not humanize myself on earth, nor have I sought the shade of a palm tree to speak to the multitudes from there. Neither have my feet tread upon the dust of the earth. 35. I come to teach you the perfect love toward your Creator. By chance, am I not worthy for you to love me thus? 36. The footsteps that I traced for you in the second era were to convert into brothers those who lived like enemies and to spiritually elevate those who already knew how to live like brothers. Today, when you do not see me with your physical eyes, I want you to contemplate me with the gaze of your faith. But among you exist many who only believe in what their hands will touch and are doubtful of everything that is beyond their sight and mind. They are those who say to me, Father, why do you not perform miracles as in previous times in order to believe you? Truly I say to you, that time has passed. And if you say that you believe in me and know me, why do you wish for miracles? Believe by faith. 37. Combine my word of that era with that of today. Compare its essence and you will find it is the same. Remember that I said to you, the tree will be known by its fruits. Allow my word to pass through your heart until it reaches the Spirit, who will tell you where this word comes from. 38. Still you do not allow your spirit to be the one to taste the flavor of this fruit. How can you dare deny that it is not the Father who speaks to you? 39. Why are there some who without understanding my work cannot depart from me? Because it is their spirit who is convinced of my presence. Why do others, even doubting, do not stop from listening to me once? Because they carry the doubt within their heart. But it is the Spirit who holds them, for he is contemplating the truth. If those hearts persevere, their confusion will disappear. 40. Those of you who feel satisfied with my word have no need to go into the wilderness or keep to yourselves the nourishment that I have given you. I called you to relieve your hunger so that afterwards you can go forth and do the same with your brethren, those who hunger. 41. Now that your spirit receives the light by means of this word, let him. He wants to know me. He wants to know the one who illuminates him. He wants to know the pathway that will guide him to the end of his destiny. 42. Blessed are those who break the chains of slavery which ties them to the world in order to be with me. Blessed are the ones who overcome their inclinations toward the superfluous and human impulses to conserve limpidity in the mind and in the heart, because my word will fall as a seed in the fertile soil. 43. Just because you have listened to me during this era, do not believe that you have reached perfection. You have much to exert yourselves along the pathway and practice my lessons to attain that perfection with your deeds of love. 44. Here on earth the spirit will not attain its greatest elevation. That is why I say to you, do not regard this life as the only one, or your body as if it were eternal. Truly I say to you, that body which you so dearly love is merely your cross. 45. Understand my word. Behold that in its simplicity my essence may be found, which is life, balsam and peace. Men can speak to you with a very eloquent word, but they will never manage to give you the essence that my humble word contains. 46. Today, I hear men speak about law, justice, peace, equality, and fraternity. But verily I say to you, that where love does not exist, there cannot be truth or justice, and much less peace. 47. When I speak to you about love, I refer to the divine bond that unites all beings. I do not refer to love, as men understand it. Where there is egotism or lower passions, there is not true love. I love in the same manner the one who denies and offends me, as well as he who recognizes and honors me with his deeds. 48. If some are happy, knowing they are loved by me, and others have no interest, my mantle as Father continues protecting everyone, because love is unchangeable. 49. No one can prevent me from loving you, just as no one can prevent the sun from giving its light. However, do not forget that I am also judge, and that no one can stop or avoid my judgments, just as no human being can stop the elements by himself when they are unleashed. 50. Walk within my law, and you will realize that my justice is unrelenting. Comply with my teachings, and through the same vicissitudes you will feel peace. 51. Humanity is divided because a single law does not govern them. Each nation has its own laws. Each nation follows a different doctrine. And if you enter the homes, each father rules his children in a different manner. 52. I revealed to man a gift of science that is light, and with it man has created darkness and has caused pain and destruction. 53. Men judge themselves to be in the pinnacle of human progress, and to which I ask them, do you have peace on earth? Does there exist fraternity among men, morality and virtue in the homes? Do you respect the life of your fellow men? Do you have any consideration for the weak? Verily I say to you that if these virtues existed in you, you would possess the most elevated values of the human existence. 54. There exists confusion among mankind, because those who have led you toward the abyss, you have elevated them upon a pedestal. For that reason, do not ask why I have come among men, nor judge the reason why I am communicating through the channel of sinners and the ignorant, because not everything that you judge as imperfect is so. 55. Man is the most perfect creation that has ever existed in the world. In him there is a likeness with the Creator. He has in him the Trinity that you find in your God, conscience, spirit, and body, three powers united in a perfect being. 56. The body could live without a spirit, animated only by the material life, but it would not be a human. It could possess a spirit and be lacking in conscience, but it could not be guided by itself, nor would it be the superior being who by means of a conscience knows the law, distinguishes good from evil, and receives every divine revelation. 57. This is the light of the third era. But he who says that it is not God who speaks to you, but rather this man, submit him to a test, because verily I say to you, while my divine ray of light does not inspire his mind, even though you would threaten him with death, you would not force from him words of essence and truth. 58. There is nothing strange that in the same manner that the spirits make use of their bodies to speak and manifest themselves, for an instant they will separate from them, so that in their place will be manifested the Father of all spirits, God. 59. I come to you since you do not know how to reach me, and I teach you that the most pleasing prayer that reaches the Father is that one which in silence elevates from your spirit. That prayer is what attracts my ray of light, through which you listen to me. It is not the hymns or words which pleases my divinity. 60. More than the virtuous, I have come among you seeking the needy, the ignorant, the sinners, to manifest my charity and convert you into my disciples. 61. In this third era, I must deprive your spirit and your body of all their blemishes, so that you may attain a true elevation. 62. I listen in the same manner to the one who in pure thought knows how to elevate himself to call me, as well as to the one who in his ignorance seeks me through the most imperfect worship. I shield them all with my mantle of love. 63. You, who listen to me during this period, do not think yourselves to be at the pinnacle of spirituality, for you still lack much to reach that level of evolution. Neither should you believe yourselves to be the beginners in my law, because though you are taking your first footsteps during this third era, in past eras you were also disciples of the Lord. Your spirit, on listening to me during this era, has shaken with emotion, and then by studying my word, has come to comprehend the worship that the Father expects from his children. 64. If I'm following me, you are not exempt from the trials along this pathway. It is because you still have not reached the mansion of your Father, where he awaits you, to make you feel the true peace and perfect happiness. 65. Now I say to you, Do not exhaust yourselves. Stand firm before thorns and setbacks. Pray and you will feel me close by, and you will prove that I am the good companion along your journey. 66. Do not despair or imitate the materialists who only contemplate what the material existence presents to them. 67. Anyone who has gone astray will have to retrace his footsteps, returning to the starting point in order to find peace for the spirit. 68. It is necessary that you comprehend why I have called you during the third era, that you know your responsibility and your mission, because not only will you be accountable, but also that portion entrusted to you. 69. Why are you fearful? By chance, does it signify a sacrifice to love one another? Do you not behold how your brethren weep in the nations? 70. War has extended its mantle over many people of the earth, and this will also cause that hunger, pestilence, and death be unleashed. 71. Do not leave the door open to war, because like a thief it will enter and will surprise you. Be watchful and pray. 72. The bad weeds shall be uprooted from the heart of men, and the good seed will be preserved to form with it a new humanity. 73. Many men and women, because of so much pain and destruction, begin to long for my law, for my word, and for my peace. But they do not know where to direct their footsteps to find me. Would it not please you to arrive at that moment before them and be able to tell them, this is the way, the divine master is there. 74. Behold how you are burying each page of the teaching that I am giving you without understanding its unavoidable necessity. 75. I am the book, the word, and the light. By chance, will you be able to deny me concealing the truth? 76. I bless you, for you have known how to prepare your heart like a sanctuary. The fields, which are your hearts, have opened their bowels to receive the watering of my grace, which will make the seed of my word germinate. 77. In my table no one has been served more than the other. No one has been discriminated or humiliated. The men are the ones who love me in a different way, some with eagerness, with perseverance and faith, others with coldness, nonconformity, and inconsistency. When all men searching for peace find it within me, they will comprehend that the word of Christ and his promise are of eternal life. And anyone who during this era finds me will never depart from me, for the incarnated spirit of this era has attained great evolution, which is experience and light. 78. I leave you like torches among mankind. Through your deeds, faith will be kindled in many hearts. Be careful of your actions, words, and even of your thoughts. 79. May your left hand never know what your right hand will do, and the seed of your love will be abundant and fruitful. 80. What have you done with the lesson of the Master? I still do not see your regeneration. But do not wait for my justice to touch your world in order to make you rise and work for peace. 81. Just because beforehand you feel yourselves forgiven, will you make bad use of that pardon? 82. The 2 previous eras have transpired without your spirit having fulfilled his destiny faithfully. Today, a new era has opened before him, so that with his merits he will fill the earth with peace and drive away the misery and the pain. It is the time in which you can leave your example imprinted within the heart of your brethren, so that they may withdraw from vice, from the superfluous undercover the health of the spirit and of the body by means of regeneration. 83. Verily I say to you that if you rise during this period toward the compliance of your mission without being watchful and prayerful, you will behold the face of the earth covered with corpses. 84. Understand, O my people, that you have never been sent to earth to be indifferent to what is happening among humanity. 85. Be vigilant and pray. Do not wait for this year to be of indulgence for you. They are times of struggle, atonement, and meditation. 86. Do not deprive yourself of my gifts, for you will be left like outcasts on earth. 87. Pray for the peace among nations. I have spoken to men through their conscience, those who govern these people, and I have contemplated their heart to be stubborn, that hatred and ambition does not leave them. 88. Be vigilant for your faith, for your zeal to testify my truth, and do not be concerned about the ordeals that your brethren will cause you due to your love for me, because my work, my doctrine, and my law are indestructible. They are immaculate. I say this to you because you will be persecuted for being my disciples. The bad intention and the bad faith will follow you, but not because of that will you hide yourselves in the catacombs to pray and try to serve me. Those times have passed. 89. I have liberated your spirit, and no one will be able to stop him in his evolution. 90. My extensive lesson of this third era will elevate everyone to a greater level of evolution from where you shall behold your only God. Then there will be peace in your spirit, and that peace will be similar to the rejoicing that you will have when, after conquering the promised land and nourishing yourselves with the eternal fruits, you will experience the glory of loving and being loved by your heavenly Father. My peace be with you.